Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Shred the Spread podcast. I'm your host, Jared. Today is Saturday Picks Edition. We're going to go through the NFL slate. Today, we are also accompanied by my friend, my brother, my man for a lifetime,
Yes,
Dynell,
sir.
goes by Top. Yes, sir,
Mm-hmm.
man. Welcome to the
Yes,
welcome to the
sir.
podcast, man.
Yay, Rod, what's good with you, baby? Come
Let's
on, man.
go,
I've been waiting
man.
about
It's
this
been a hey,
all week.
it's been a
All
long
week.
time coming, man. We've been talking about this for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, oh man, look, talking about it for a while, man, and been friends for a while, man. How as much as we really talk about these kind of things, it finally feels like it finally came full circle. We're finally doing something, I feel like we should have been doing for a while now, and it feels good to dive deep into it, man. And I'm excited. I know you are too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's good to have somebody on here who's just as passionate, knows just as much, and you're still getting your feet wet into like the spreads and the sides of it, but you know your stuff, man. So it's definitely nice to have somebody on to chop it up and analyze these game with, because at the end of the day, man, every each side can be the right side. It's just you which angle you take. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, trust me. Listen. Your boy made money last night. I'm confident as ever. All right, just know we confident as ever. We about to get this bag. Yeah, I am kind of new to the spread side, man. But nah, I'm looking to dive into it. Like I still been doing research for years now. Shoot, I brought it up to you. I know you remember that.
Yeah,
I brought that
yeah,
parlay
that
car
that
home.
is that is for sure, man. It started years ago, even in high school.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we're going to dive right into these. So you have 5 picks.
Yeah, I have 5 picks. I have five
Uh,
picks.
okay, so I have between 4 and 5. We're going to dig into some of these games. If we conflict, we'll kind of give our reasonings why.
Yes, sir.
If each of us don't have a pick from that game, we'll go by pretty fast. And if we have a pick from that game, we'll give a quick analysis or synopsis of why we came to that angle.
Right.
But
Mm.
for those of you who tuned into last episode, things have changed. I cannot lie. That's why I said give these early leans. I was expecting some live movement or line movement. We did get some tremendous line movement in some of these
Mhm.
games, some reverse line movement on some of the positions I was holding. But we've got a lot of quick news to break down in these games.
We
Some
certainly
angles
do.
definitely have changed. But yeah, let's get started right into it. So the first game on the slate, the Baltimore Ravens are heading to the New
Hmm.
York Giants.
Yes,
Two teams,
sir.
two teams where they have been controlling their own fate in these games, regardless of the circumstance. The Ravens have been popping off in the first 3 quarters and then crumbling in the fourth. They could easily win majority of these games by double digits. The
Ain't it a
Giants, on the other
shame?
hand, come from behind kings. They find a way to win the game. Dan Jones is leading the pack. Saquon Barkley, the fantasy king this year. I mean, the Giants might be the fakest 4-1 team, but truthfully, they're not playing that bad. I think they just get a bad run from the way they're winning, and they beat the Packers in
Yeah.
London last week. That's
Yes,
no
sir.
blowover. That's no
Right.
blowover.
No, of course not. Of course not. And the one thing I will say about that is they talk about all the time. It's about how you finish, right? The second half, I mean, the Giants absolutely took control of the second half. I mean, did they shut Aaron Rodgers out in the second half? Did they not? That defense really came in there and like set it down and set the tone. I mean, you got to consider the fact that Daniel Jones isn't the prettiest dime, the prettiest penny out there, man. But he definitely he's managing the game right now. Saquon is definitely taking over. He's running all over competition. He's really catching the ball out the backfield. He's doing great things. But we'll see. We'll see about this week. I kind of feel a little differently about this week. I feel like they're gonna come back down to earth this week. I'm
You
really
feel
interested to
different.
see
You
what you
feel
guys think
different.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
So just looking at this game, right? We've got
Hmm.
a 5.5 point spread, and immediately that tells me the book really doesn't know which side to take,
Right.
because we're in between a field goal and a touchdown. So they think it's
Yep.
going to be a middle of the pack, a decent total. They're expecting the Ravens to win, but they don't necessarily know by how much. And they don't know
Right.
how this game is going to play out. Are the Giants going to stick around and make it competitive? Are the Ravens going to hop out 21-3, start running away with the game, and then Daniel Jones makes some plays, and next thing you know, it's a 7-point game, and they're a field goal away from covering? We just don't know.
And that's what they're
My
playing for. Let's be honest. I think that's what Vegas is playing for. You know, the hot start and then a nice little crumble at the end, but be able to outlast the crumble. You know, as you can see that 5.5 spread to me, that's what it tells me at least.
Okay. So personally, I could not take a side. You have the Giants as a home dog, which generally is the popular pick, but you have a truthfully a Ravens team that what's the stat? They've out of the entire season, they've been losing for a total of 14 seconds or something ridiculous.
Yes, exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? We're like, for example, like I said, remember that Dolphins game? I mean, they took control of that Dolphins game completely. It was out of hand. I mean, they had the game right in the bag, man. But for some reason, that defense really crumbled late, man. And it's not that's not the only story. That's been the story for the latter of these last three games. I mean, the Ravens right now at this point, the Ravens should honestly, to me, be probably one of the top teams in the AFC. In the AFC, not just the AFC East, the AFC. But,
And
you know,
I
opportunities let them
hundred
slip,
percent agree. I 100%
you
agree.
know?
Now, hey, a quick stat for you. A quick stat for you.
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson has never lost to an NFC team in his career.
Of course not. It's Action Jackson. It's Action Jackson, man. Never lost a N you said he never lost a game to an NFC opponent,
That's true. That is true.
but he can't play quarterback, you know? And a lot of those
Mhm.
NFC teams do have good defenses. Let's not sleep, man. The Saints, you know, even the NFC East right now, the Dallas Cowboys, like, throughout his whole career in the NFC East, he's never lost a game. That's ridiculous. He's been in the league what, 4 years now? He's on his 4th year,
Yeah,
5th year?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
like, come on.
you know what, man? I'm guilty of it. I definitely think I was a little bit harder on Lamar Jackson because it wasn't traditional.
Yeah.
The defense or the offense was literally constructed around running the ball. They went out and got pieces to run the ball. They went and got multiple backs to run the ball. They got speedy receivers running verticals to open space so Lamar has room to run the ball. And I don't think people were ready for that transition in that offense
Oh,
because they were
no.
so used to pocket passers, strong-handed receivers, inside routes, a big tight end, and it was a completely different transition. And granted, I think a lot of people would say that Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback who isn't allowed to win ugly. Aaron Rodgers wins ugly. Tom
Mhm.
Brady wins ugly. Jimmy
Preach it.
Garoppolo wins ugly. But when
Go ahead,
Lamar
yeah.
Jackson wins ugly, when he goes and takes his team down for a game winning field goal, that's not acceptable. He should have won by a touchdown. So, you know, it depends on which side you look at it. But I think a lot more people are realizing Lamar Jackson is a quarterback who can win you a game. He can get you to the
Mhm.
big games, and you just
Mhm.
kind of have to scheme around him and put your team in a position to win. But
Hey, man.
the
Okay. Go ahead.
so the reason we're here, obviously, it's Pick Saturday. Do you have a
Right.
side in this game?
Do I have a son in this game? Oh, for sure, man. Action Jackson is going to show him what Jackson's really about. Like you said, you just went into it. There a lot of criticism on how he finishes games. You know, he can't go down the field and lead his team to a game-winning field goal. You want to win it by a touchdown. That only cements to his greatness. That's what greatness is. That's what greatness brings upon. LeBron James the same way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like LeBron James should carry a certain way or have this type of statistics or finish this way or that way. He can't finish in one way. You know, at the end of the day, that's what happens when you have greatness. You really argue that, and Lamar Jackson's about to go into town. And be honest with you, I think he's going to shred that -5.5 spread. And the Giants are going to actually come down to reality a little bit. And you know, I mean, let's be honest. Who has the Giants faced? I mean, as far as offenses, I mean, didn't they play? They played what, the Cowboys with Cooper Rush. They've played the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, and we saw what they did on Thursday Night Football. I mean, come on now. You know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of games the Giants. These are a lot. Giants have not faced the complete, you know, the best of the opposition here, and they're about to run into a brick wall coming in this week. That's why I have the Ravens negative -5.5.
Okay. And I think I lean Ravens 5.5. And
Right.
you know, the Giants haven't been having any dominant wins. You know, it's a lot of ugly wins if they win, and their losses just seem like the game is never in their control. It's like they're always fighting to catch up. They never, in my opinion, have control of the game. Packers game, a perfect example. They went down
Example.
late in the
Yeah.
game, scored a touchdown, and Aaron Rodgers went for the game-winning drive, drove him downfield, went for a back shoulder pass to Lazard, and got the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. But Lazard was open, so granted they won that game, but truthfully, even when they were winning, I never felt like they were in control. So I think I agree with you on this one. That's not my official pick. Your official pick is Ravens -5.5.
Yes, indeed.
But I lean Ravens 5.5. So I think I agree with you on that one. So
Okay.
yeah, okay, not bad. Um, we're gonna move
Great minds think
to
alike.
we're gonna move to a sketch, the sketchiest game on this slate.
Oh no, what
I
is this
talked
one?
about it on last episode. I was on the fence so hard, still cannot make a pick. If you have a pick, I would be surprised.
Guys,
Um,
okay, yeah. I think I already know who you're talking
Jaguars,
about. Yup. See,
Jaguars
boy.
+2.5, heading to Indianapolis, where the Colts are 2.5 home favorites. Talk to me.
Uh,
What is going on with this Colts team?
what's going on with this Colts team? Everything. Jonathan Taylor hasn't lived up to the expectation this year. Granted, he's been hurt these past couple of games, but even beforehand, what I think his best performance was 67 yards, 70 yards around that range. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's where it all. That's where that was the engine. That was the engine last year. Carson Wentz was there last year. Now, granted, Carson Wentz put up 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions statistic wise, but we all knew where all that pressure came off of. It came off of Jonathan Taylor. And when think of it last week, the last week of the season against the Jaguars last year, and Carson Wentz needed to win a game, and the Jaguars did all they could with Jonathan Taylor. Held him to exactly what he had to do, a very pedestrian game, and that was it for the Colts season, man. And it's not like Matt Ryan's any better. No offense to Matt Ryan and all the Atlanta fans out there. He did get to Super Bowl, but it's it's tough. It's really tough for that offense to generate really anything. They do have, to me, a very good receiver in Michael Pittman. They just can't seem to really get the ball consistently. Um, and it's not like the Jaguars are any better. The Jaguars to me have what they call for me a very like a potential overload. Their potential is always great. The ETN and Trevor Lawrence, the new look with the double headed of like I said, ETN and James Robinson, you know, and then you expect a big leap from Trevor Lawrence this year. And you've seen flashes and then you've seen darkness too. It's as simple as that. So I left this game alone. Like even with just the +2.5 or -2.5. I mean, if you want to go up 50-50, flip a coin and go ahead and deliver and you win one, then congratulations. But I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad you said that because I also could not take a side. Um, this series between the Colts and the Jaguars is very it's very back and forth where usually the home team wins. So,
Right.
that's why I'm sure Indianapolis is favored in this matchup. Did you know Trevor Lawrence only has one road win in his career?
Really. So far. I mean, yeah, and second year, yeah, but he only has one.
Yeah. Do you know
Really.
who that road win was against? It was a
Was
few
it
weeks
Indy?
ago.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry. I was thinking of last year. But now, who was it?
it was the
I
Los Angeles Chargers where they went and gave the Chargers
That's
a
right.
beatdown.
That
That
is
was the
right,
only
man.
away win. And but here I think what's turning me off from choosing the Jaguars in this point is they just played the Texans and lost 13-6.
13, yeah, yeah. Where was the offense
So
generating at? You know?
So it's like, the granted they went to Philadelphia. It was a poor weather game. There was a lot of turnovers. But the Jaguars were never too far out from being competitive in that game. If Lawrence doesn't turn the ball over several times, then that could be a lot more of a competitive outcome, potentially a Jaguars win. Luckily they didn't win. Uh, but last week facing the Texans and they lose 6-13, it's like, okay, uh, granted, Indianapolis didn't have the prettiest win last week to the Broncos, but you you're telling me you could physically put your money on one of these teams? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, you know, I didn't touch this game. You said you didn't touch this game.
I didn't touch this game at all, man.
Okay,
It
so
didn't
you
matter
know
at
what?
all.
We're beating a dead horse at this point, so we might as well just move on because I'm sure everybody out there, like you said, flip a coin, pick a side. I'd probably re- I can't even lie. You probably lean the Jaguars. I think I lean the Colts just because of the trend and just because it's home. But
And right,
two and
yeah,
a half
and
points
you're
for the
right.
Colts. I mean, they're going to find a way to sack Trevor Lawrence in the end zone when the game's 7-6 and win 8-7. Something
87, yeah,
stupid where it's
just
like
some
one
something
point and it's like
stupid. Out of the
I just
ordinary, one of them
yeah
baseball pitched games that, you just the funkiest thing just happens in order to help the team win. Like, for example, just like how the Commanders won last night, right? A muff punt on the 20-yard line. You know what I'm saying? The offense has struggled all day, and they just so happen to get to the 20-yard line and score a touchdown. And, what I'm saying? Like, it's just little things like that. Little small rinky
yeah.
dink things like that.
And I'm still sick about that because I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
last episode. Obviously, if you guys were here last episode, I was on the Bears. Like I said, I was very conflicted, but I still feel like the Bears were the right side. They left 21 points off the board. There were some stupid turnovers. At the end of the game, Darnell Mooney caught the ball in the end zone, bobbled it, so he didn't technically have possession while completing the catch in the end zone. Came down just short of the goal line. So, just one thing after another, at some point you can't win games like that, especially under ugly circumstances. You just can't win. That's
Hey,
not the point. Uh,
hey,
Colts and
listen.
Jaguars, crappy game. Probably don't even want to look at that game. I wouldn't even put it in the corner of the
Exactly.
TV. I'll just kind of check the score at the end and it was a 3-2. It's like a ugly baseball game. But anyway,
Right.
we're gonna move
Hey,
on
J-Rod, real
to
quick though, real
yeah. Go
quick.
ahead.
Tell Ocean Downs to bring me my money, cause I definitely won that one. I definitely had my Commanders negative
uh,
2.5.
hey,
I took
hey,
them
and
for the first time in my life, and I definitely delivered.
hey,
I needed that.
And you know what? As much credit as I want to give you, I just can't. You're a Commander
Yeah, no,
fan, so that's a homer pick.
you know,
That
that's
doesn't
that's
count.
that's fair.
That doesn't count.
That's fair.
That
That's
doesn't
fair.
count. I
It's
have a
all right.
homer
The
pick. A
Vegas will do
little bit of foreshadowing come up, but
for,
I have a
for
homer
my
pick. But
money.
we'll get to
For my
that
money. For
near
my
the end of
money
the
is good.
podcast.
That's what I'm at.
Hey, I'm happy you won your bet though. Congratulations. I like that out of you.
See,
Money
see,
is money.
I
Money
knew you
talks.
were my
That's
brother.
why we're here.
I knew
That's why
you
we're
was my
here.
brother.
We're here to make money.
Right. You're right. Exactly.
So okay, one of my favorite games this week. Um,
Okay.
I think we talked about this a little bit before we started the episode. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you're on this, if I remember correctly, but we
Uh-huh.
have the Cincinnati Bengals heading
Mm-hmm.
to New Orleans to play the Saints. Saints 2.5 home dogs. 2.5 home dogs
Home dogs.
versus
Home
the
dogs.
Bengals. Well, let me tell you a little something right here, Donnell. The
Okay.
Bengals have been playing some rough football. I don't know if that's personnel or if that's goofy old Zach Taylor, because I promise you one thing: if they bring that bullshit over to New Orleans, the Saints are going to
Saints
win
are gonna
outright.
devour them.
They're
They're
going to
gonna
win outright.
devour
And
them.
listen, and the worst part about it is the Bengals offensive line and Joe Burrow, when they get blitzed, Joe Burrow excels exceptionally. He makes the right read, like I think it's like 74% of the time. Teams that don't blitz, the Saints, teams that don't blitz, he struggles. It's like one touchdown to four interceptions or something with it's something ridiculous. His QBR, it plummets. It's bad. The Saints do not blitz. So when they're rushing four against the Bengals and they're getting pressure, you have extra coverage. What does that mean? You've got to run the ball. What have the Bengals been struggling to do? Run the ball.
Running the
So
ball.
I just don't see how you can I don't see how you can go on the road and lay 2.5 against the Saints, and I would not be surprised if this spread gets 3. The public is all over the Bengals. It makes no sense to me. I say if you can get
Ooh.
this number at 3, like I said in the last episode, I'm this is crazy.
On
I'm
it. The
still
boys
feel the
on it.
same. If you can
He's on
if
it.
you can get this if you can get this Saints team at +3, this might be my favorite bet of the week.
Yeah. And you like I said, you got me there. For me, when we bring up like I said, when you brought up the Bengals and how like you said against blitz, man, like against blitz, Joe Burrow absolutely annihilates kind of like defenses in a way. Well, like you said, it's man to man, and to me, like when you got T Higgins on the outside and Jamar Chase in there, I mean, one of them's going to beat somebody. Of course you're going to beat somebody in blitz. I think what the biggest thing is, man, is like you said, the Bengals struggled running the ball, but is that because of design? I mean, I don't know if you noticed. Now, I don't know. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. But I was really sitting back and I was watching NFL Live at one point, man. I think it was Dan Orlovsky. They were talking about how the offense like runs out the shotgun a lot to the point where they completely abandon play action. Like maybe like I said, I have to go back and look at tape again and really hone in on that. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, like if that's really the case, well, there's your problems right there. It's the mix of play calling. So I believe in the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? I really do. It's Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Who doesn't believe in them? But man, like you said, in NOLA, it's not even like it's in Cincinnati. It's in NOLA. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
And
that
that
place is going to be
defense is going to
rocking.
be
Now,
ready. Right. Go ahead.
I did hear a goofy, remark from somebody. I'm not going to mention their name, but they said, "Oh, Bengals are gonna come to this stadium and whoop ass because Joe Burrow played his championship with LSU here." Give me a damn break. I'm not buying that shit for a minute.
Man,
I do not care.
New Orleans ain't worried about that cigar he smoked in the back of the locker room. They ain't worried about that. Like, come on now.
Hey,
Listen, he went from Joe smoking
all I'm
Burrow
gonna
to
say, all I'm gonna say is the Cincinnati Bengals are gonna be blocking for all game, and they're gonna get pressure on Burrow more times than not. That's all I need to see. Taysom Hill, I don't know if you know, but he is him. Okay, he is
a
Mister
dog.
Do It All. Doesn't even have to start the game. He's going to be the leading scorer, the leading rusher. The leading stiff arm numerical
That
statistic leader. It don't matter. He's just going to Mister Gadget is going to get out there and make some plays. And
that boy is Adrian
when
Peterson
you
playing
have that
quarterback.
on a and and when you have that on a Bengals team that's very stale. Joe Burrow, granted, he's been getting better with the turnovers, but he just had one last week that almost cost him or did cost him the game. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Give me the Saints plus 2.5. If you can have it at 3, that would be my favorite bet of the week. So that's my first official pick: Saints plus 2.5. If you can get them at 3, I like that even better. Do you have anything from this game?
No, I'm not touching this game again. Once again, after all that being said, I really have do a lot of respect for the Bengals defense. At the end of the day, I mean, the Bengals defense definitely deserves some credit in this play in this game. And Taysom Hill, yeah, Taysom Hill is him. He is a dog, man. But you know, eventually you can possibly scheme around it. Like I said, the one thing the Saints do got going for them is they are at home. So yeah, I'm not touching it. It's too close of
And
a call for
I
me.
like that. I like that the Saints are getting healthier. Like Kamara's getting
And
healthier,
that's
and
right.
they have their red zone efficiency right now is second in the league. So against a team that is playing ugly, if you're gonna score more points more times than not, then I think I want the team that is more likely to score in the red zone than the other, and especially in a close game like that.
No doubt, no doubt. You got it. Like I said, hey, yeah, you got it, man. But I'll go ahead and take away from it. I just something about Joe Burrow sometimes that makes me want to just nah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Hey,
want
trust me.
that.
Do I like betting against Joe Burrow?
No,
Absolutely
I know
not.
you don't. I know you don't. I know you don't.
But I don't think that scares me enough because
Didn't he used to coach
I
for him?
have, yes, he did,
We
but
did, right.
I am on the Browns minus 2.5. Ah, this could be.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Where you just said you just how you just gasp like that. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. That's a tough
Ah,
one. That's a tough
dude,
one. That is
it's
a tough
ugly.
one,
It's
man.
ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. But
Yeah,
I
too damn
have to
ugly.
take it. I have to take it. This Browns team is not bad, bro. They're not bad. They're not bad enough to lose to Bailey Zappi, a rookie quarterback on the road in the dog pound. Come on, man.
In the
What are we
dog
talking about?
pound.
What are we talking
Man,
about?
yeah.
Now let's not, Mac Jones is questionable, but realistically, what are the odds of him playing? He's not, right?
No,
Like
no, no.
I just
Right,
don't.
right. Smoke screen
Now,
again. It's
now
another smoke screen.
I will say a little worried that Jadavian Clowney is out because let's be real, the only thing the Patriots are going to do is try to keep the ball out of Bailey Zappi's hands. They're going to Ramondre Stevenson is going to rush the ball so many damn times. He might be the only offense, but Jadavian Clowney's out. Damian Harris is out. So we got the Ramondre Stevenson show. Denzel Ward is out with a concussion. That hurts. But
It hurts a lot.
for the 17th week in a row, he might be breaking records. Jacoby Myers is questionable. For all of our fantasy owners, um, this is my second year taking Jacoby Myers. I think I'm oblivious to the Q tag now because I think it's just a part of his player tag now. Like Jacoby Myers just get a Q next to his name now because he just gets one every week. So even questionable, I'm like, okay, this isn't abnormal. Um, yeah. So Jacoby Myers, questionable. Nelson Aguilar, questionable. Damian Harrison, out. Mac Jones, questionable. Johnu Smith, questionable. Jonathan Jones, questionable.
I mean,
Those are the
man,
questionable
I mean,
players for the Patriots.
right.
A lot of banged up players.
It's a
So
banged up game. You see what
yeah,
Vegas at that spread at. They don't know what the hell
it's
going on.
this this is gonna be an ugly game. But you know what? I'm gonna put my money on Nick Chubb, the damn Chubba Chubba Choo Choo, 100 yards and two tutties. Market, but
Oh, troubles.
do I feel good about it? Hell no, I don't. Hell no, I don't. I don't even want to watch. I don't even want to watch it. I just want to let these little updates come. Like Nick Chubb ran for a 12-yard touchdown, and then Nick Folk kicks a field goal. Then Nick Chubb
But it
ran for
makes
a
too much
20-yard
sense if what you're saying.
touchdown.
It makes too much sense.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. It's too late. There's no getting out of this. It's too late. I need to talk myself into this more. Okay, I'm gonna say everything that helps me feel better about this bet because there's no way of getting out of it.
Right.
Do you have a play on this game?
Do I have a play on this game? No, nah. She ugly. She too
Okay, all
ugly.
right, all
Yeah,
right.
the
I guess
Browns.
I'm
Yeah, the
just
Browns ugly. Yeah. What like like I said, what I will say is this. Yeah, if I'm the Patriots, the game plan is running on that right side. Yeah, Jadeveon Clowney not being there is a absolute big time played there. So if they're gonna have any success, if they if the Browns don't have any success, if they can stop that run on that right side, man, I honestly believe that might be the difference of the game. So like you said, it's not a bad pick. You know what I'm saying? No pick, no pick is good here. I mean, no pick is really bad here. But
yeah.
it
If you
makes
can,
sense.
if you can,
Your math,
if you,
go ahead.
I was gonna, if you make a pick on this game and you can say this is the right side, just just go ahead and skip this week. Just go ahead and sit this one
Yeah,
out
right,
because
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
even
right,
you,
right,
you,
right.
you need a break because you done lost your damn
Take
mind.
a break. Right. Boy, shoot, you
But
need to go
okay, so
ahead.
you don't have a play. I'm taking the Browns minus 2.5. We don't need to talk about this anymore because I'm just either going to get more worried or I'm going to gaslight myself into believing that this is the best pick ever, and then I might have to take a damn break, and we're not doing that. Let's move on. So we have, oh God, I have a feeling we're going to be on opposite sides of this one. The New
Oh,
York Jets are heading to Green Bay.
oh yeah.
Please, please tell me you're not riding the Jets train.
Oh man, I'm riding the Jets train all the
Oh
way down to
no,
motherfucking New
no,
York, boy.
no,
I need
no.
that mainly because look, I want you to understand, man. It's not even the fact that I believe they're going to win, man, but that plus 7.5 is tempting, and I think I
Okay,
might have
okay,
maybe I
okay. So
might
you're
have
playing the
maybe I jumped
number.
into a trap. Maybe you said say that again.
I said so. You're playing the number.
I'm playing the number. Yeah, I'm just playing the number here. I mean,
Okay.
the thing about the thing about the Jets is that the Jets are rolling in a way like you're 3-2, you're feeling it. You're in the AFC East right now. The Patriots aren't what they are right now. The Dolphins are banged up, and other than the Bills, your Bills are skyrocketing. So at this point right now, you're second in the AFC East. I know you're feeling really good. I mean, Sauce Gardner has been
Oh, dude. You know
lights
what? You know
out.
what? They hit on their draft picks. I can't lie. The Jets
Yes,
have hit on
they
their draft
did,
picks.
boy.
Personally,
Yes,
I
they
think
did.
Sauce Gardner right now might be a top 5 corner, and I'm
Yeah,
not even like bullshitting.
yeah.
He seriously might
What,
be.
what's crazy? What's crazy about it is, like I said, like for a rookie, of course, it's a proven league. You got to prove yourself in this league to really, to really staple yourself as a top five anything. But nah, like seeing the tape, seeing what he's going out there and doing. I mean, he really makes a difference for that defense. He really does. He makes so much of it. Like not. look at for us. I mean, as a Commanders fan, I have no lockdown corner whatsoever. Boy, he's already better than all my corners out there. And come to Fuller's going to get burnt like toast at this point. You feel what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner is he's him. You talk about takes him being him. Sauce Gardner him. He's the next
Okay.
Revis
Okay.
Island out in New York.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. That's enough. That's enough.
And
Okay.
okay,
You
all
okay?
right,
That's
go ahead.
enough. All right. Let's stop. Let's stop. What are we talking about?
Go, go, go
What are we
go
talking
ahead.
about,
Talk about
Dynell?
that
What are we
bad
talking
man.
about? All
That's what
right.
you're gonna talk about.
Okay. Listen.
That's all you can
Listen.
talk about.
Okay. There's this thing called supply and demand, right?
Right?
So when you have a high supply, usually the cost is low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But when the demand is high, you can sell that shit high. Okay? Guess what? We got a we got a high demand for the Jets. Okay? This line
Mm.
is high for the Jets.
Loaded.
Okay?
I'm pretty sure it's
All right?
loaded too. Loaded.
All these people funneling all their hard-earned money making this line 7.5. Give me a break. You're telling me that Aaron Rodgers at home, forget the London shit.
At home.
The dude ran back home. He said, nah, we ain't taking the bye week after London. We don't want that. We want to bust the Jets ass at home. I'll tell you what, that game last week versus a third string quarterback for Miami, Skylar Thompson, that game was competitive. It was competitive for about 3 quarters. Okay.
And
The
you're right.
Dolphins had
And
some
they broke away.
turnovers. The
And they
Dolphins
broke
had some
away in
turnovers.
440.
The Jets ran it down their throat and they ran up the score. Can I tell you one interesting fact about that game? Did you know
Enlighten me.
Zach Wilson threw the ball 14 times? Give me a freaking
Oh
break. Give me the
man.
Packers minus
Yeah.
7.5. I don't care.
Yeah.
I take it at 7.5. I take it at eight and a
That
half.
was a
I
mic
take it
drop.
at 9.5. You know what? If the Jets didn't get these stupid ass wins where they beat the Browns, they beat the Dolphins, this spread would be 10 points, okay? This spread would be 10 points. I'd still take that shit. Give me the Packers minus 7.5. I'm not playing with these stupid ass Jets. I'm tired of seeing it. Buy the Packers at low. Sell the Jets at high. Supply and demand. Take the Packers. Lay the points. We're at home. Lambeau leap. Aaron Jones 3 times. Sprinkle that in the parlay. Jones 3 times
Hey,
in the end zone. And cash
hey.
it.
All I know is you talking about supply and demand. That's the basic building blocks of business. Well, look, it's my business to go ahead
And
and
you know
take
who
them
handles their
points. I ain't
business?
taking the team. I'm taking
Aaron
them points. It's
Rodgers.
my business, and I'm taking them points. I'm flying. I'm flying with the Jets. Not to a
Hey, you know
win,
what?
but
Hey,
sure
take
enough,
them
that
points.
plus seven and a
Take them
half.
points.
Take it to the
Hey,
bank.
and take them points. And when the Jets go out there and lose by 22 points, I don't want to hear shit next episode.
That's the only reason. That's see. Look, I only put $5 on them, so it's all good.
Oh man. Oh gosh. Okay. You know what? Packers minus 7.5. That's my official pick. Dynell is on
Hmm.
Jets plus 7.5. Lock it in. So recap real quick. I have the Saints plus 2.5. I have the Packers minus 7.5. Dynell's first 2 picks that we've covered so far are Ravens minus 5.5, and now Jets plus 7.5. You know what? I'm
Yeah,
praying for you, but on at the end of the day,
good. I'm
we
gonna
here
need
to
it.
make some money, and one of us got to win and one of us got to lose. There is no push potential here. We can't call it a 7 point game. We shake each other's hands like, okay, that was a free waste of time.
Mm.
But moving on,
Right.
moving on.
You know, come on, come on.
Okay, we've got another interesting game. All right. The interesting game consists of a really banged up team versus a team that their best player is banged up. And one of their other best players doesn't play offense half the time. Uh, Using your context clues, who do you think we're going to?
Take it away, sir. I'm not even gonna say it.
The 49ers at the Atlanta
Hmm.
Falcons. Oh my God, is this so
Indeed.
ugly? Oh my God, is
Indeed.
this so ugly?
So goddamn ugly. So ugly. And you know what's
Okay.
bad about it? Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Um, 49ers minus 4.5. Falcons plus 4.5. If you guys were listening to the last episode, I really liked the Falcons at plus 5.5, and they were also available at plus 6. This line has dropped. And at 4.5, I don't think I can no longer take this play. Um, I had it as a lean in my last episode, assuming that the Falcons line might possibly move to 6 and stay at 6. I'm surprised that this moved the other way. I truly am. Um, this is a stay away game for me. The 49ers are banged up. I'm talking some key players, okay? Um, Armstead, out. Javon Kinlaw, out. Emmanuel Mosley, out. Jimmy Ward, out. Trent Williams, out. That's a lot of big names, okay? We also have Nick Bosa that is questionable with a groin injury. Um, I don't know if you've ever had a groin injury. That's tough to play through, okay? You're not as
Oh yeah,
explosive, you're not as mobile. Um, this might be a Niners team that says, you know what, Nick, I know you want to go out there and run them boys down all game, but please, it's the Falcons. Give us a break. Let Jimmy
right.
Garoppolo go out there and throw his 3 yard passes to Debo Samuel that he takes to the house for 75 yards.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
just
To the
let's just take a
apartments.
break this game. And I don't know if Nick Bosa is going to play, is what I'm getting at. So,
Well,
um,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. It feels like a Charlie horse. It feels like a Charlie horse every time you run. You just running with a Charlie horse all game
it,
long. Nah,
I
man.
mean, I
Like, yeah,
can't.
take a
I mean,
break.
I
It's
can't.
just the
I
Falcons.
can't imagine trying to get through an offensive lineman. I can't even stand up straight with a Charlie horse. So, yeah.
Right.
I also don't play in the NFL, so I get the pass. But I am not on this game. I had a Falcons lean last episode of 5.5/6. That line has dropped, which is incredible for people who are on the 49ers. Do you have a play in
Mhm.
this game?
What's funny is I was just like you. The difference between us is when it was at what you said +6 to Falcons, right? +5,
Mm-hmm.
+6 around
Mm-hmm.
that range. Yeah. I wasn't touching that with a 10. I wasn't touching that, honestly. But once you give me 49ers, man, is 4.5 here. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the injuries, and I think the injuries played a big part on why the spread kind of went back the other way. But at the end of the day, man, if I can get a 49ers -4.5 against an offense that just can't seem to even give their best player the ball. I mean, like it, like you. I don't know. I think someone told me right. Does he even go out on routes? I mean, he. I mean, like he runs routes. I mean, like he's on my fantasy team. Trust me, I see it every week. 2 catches, 14 yards, one
Well,
catch,
there's such a
5 yards.
rush heavy team that they have him blocking more time than running a route. So, um, you know, that's difficult.
Why are you a rush heavy team? Why are you a rush heavy team? You drafted
Well,
your last 2 drafts, you drafted a first round tight end and a first round wide receiver, both supposed to be beast. You went out, you get Mariota to give him the ball. Now, granted, we know that Mariota isn't the best, prettiest thrower of the ball and most accurate or not. But man, you utilize your weapons. Utilize your weapons. I don't trust me the the thing about the Falcons is, like I said, what kills me is when you don't utilize your weapons. How do you even expect to even be in part of ball games, no matter who you're playing? And granted, the 49ers are well coached. I'm sorry, yeah, they're well coached for me. It's Kyle Shanahan. I believe he can get that offense going enough to the point where he can put some points on the Falcons, and the Falcons are not going to be able to generate anything. I mean, granted, that D line is out. Bosa probably won't be playing as much. Armstead is out. You said Javon Kinlaw is out. At the end of the day, too, they do got Fred Warner back there ready to oversee that line. He's gonna attack. He's gonna attack those gaps, man. Those gaps aren't gonna be easy to get through. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I really believe. I just really believe in the 49ers for some odd reason. I really do.
like the
Being able to just be a
49ers,
good team.
they should cover this.
Yeah,
They should.
yeah, they
But
should. Exactly my point.
Falcons
Jimmy,
5-0 against the spread.
uh huh,
They're 5-0 against the spread, okay? And
yeah,
the Falcons' priority is to rush the ball. Well, it just so happens that the Niners are the number one rushing defense in the entire league. So it's just a
exactly.
matchup that makes no sense. And
No sense.
like you said, there's so many injuries. Why is this spread only 4.5? It doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
It seriously doesn't.
Hmm.
So I'm staying away. You're on
And
the
you're smart too.
49ers? Are
You
the
say that one more time?
49ers one of your official plays?
My official plays? No, they aren't. This was a very last this is a very last minute play, but I really want you guys to go out there and play this. I was very skeptical. Like I said, I was very skeptical of it, like for the same reasons as Jared. I mean, it is kind of hard to touch here. But just like Jared and his gut feeling, he said, do you believe in what'd you say? The Browns +2 just earlier? Just
Yeah,
recently? Yeah, this
Browns
is my
minus
hell
two and a
game.
half.
This is my hell game, but this is my comfortable hell game. This is not as much of a hell game as that dog fight is going to be over there, over in what the dog pound in Chicago. I mean, in Cleveland against New England. This is still going to be a team that still has playmakers on the outside that's going to be able to put some points up against a team that doesn't even know how to utilize their own weapons unless they have Cordell Patterson, who's on IR. So it's to me, you go ahead and take that risk. Go ahead and hop on that -4.5. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Okay, so are the Niners minus 4.5 one of your official plays?
Yes. Yeah. You know what?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I'll
okay,
put it as one of my official plays. Yes.
okay. Just making sure. I just want to make sure I had everything down, because we want to
My
recap
bad. I'm sitting there
correctly.
rambling on, man.
No. We're here to ramble on, obviously.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
What will we doing?
all right. We're gonna move to another game that's difficult. It's difficult to take aside. I talked about it a little on the last episode, but we have the Buccaneers traveling to Pittsburgh. there is there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that you could take an angle at and pick a side. Like, I don't truly think that there's like a correct side in this because truthfully, the Buccaneers haven't been playing well enough to sit here and say comfortably, oh, 9.5 points. That's it. You see what Josh Allen just did to the Steelers defense? Because in no way, shape, or form is this Buccaneers team on the Bills level right now. Um, Steelers plus 9.5. It's, do we really trust Kenny Pickett to go out there and keep this game competitive to 10 points? Like, I just don't. I don't necessarily see it. And I was leaning Steelers in the last episode, but Minka Fitzpatrick just got ruled out for this game. Cam
Dog.
Sutton, one of their better corners, got ruled out for this game. And Pat Fryermuth also is out for this game. So one of their main receiving targets is gone.
And when I mean main receiving targets, I mean that is the main receiving target because no receiver out there has caught a touchdown pass all year. All year. Deontay Johnson,
that is
nope.
true.
George Pickens, nope. Like none of them has. Not one of them. And so, that just comes to young quarterback play and being able to protect your quarterback, man, because that boy's running for his life out there.
And that's ironic. The Steelers receivers have zero receiving touchdowns this year. And like you said,
None.
we are in week 6. What's going on?
Hey, look, man. Mike got a lot of things to worry about right now, man. Look, usually I know he knows how to figure it out, man, but this year, yeah, Mike gonna have to figure out a whole Sudoku puzzle to figure this out. I
I
ain't gonna lie to you to
I
get this
just
thing.
I just I just feel like the Steelers have had time to prepare. I think Kenny Pickett gets a full week of practice. I just do like, I don't know, man. Like Mike
Ex-
Tomlin,
ex-
big spreads, just it doesn't feel right.
Exactly my point. That's why I'm not. Look, listen. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this. Just for the simple fact that it's the respect you have for Mike Tomlin and his teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that Tom Brady isn't looking the best right now. It's the fact that his line and towards the middle has been banged up and he's been getting pressured across the middle. You see, I mean, honestly, you saw last game. I mean, that okay, I'm gonna say it, yeah, bullshit, roughing the passer call. I mean, on Grady Jarrett, on Tom
That
Brady
was
just then,
ridiculous.
completely took a whole opportunity for Atlanta to win the game there, and Atlanta had a chance to win the game with 15 points going in the fourth quarter. Was it 22-15? That was the final
Uh
score.
huh. Uh huh.
Come on now, come on
I know
now.
it's
You know
it's
what I'm
it's
saying?
it's
So it's
it's
not
it's
even.
hard. The Buccaneers are hard to
It is
take.
hard.
The Steelers are just as
It
hard to
is.
take. But I think I'm just gonna have to stay away because this will be one of those games where you come back and you say, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? We gave Mike Tomlin 9.5 points again. What? Of course he covered that." On the flip side, you're telling me the Brady went out there and just torched that defense and won 21-7, 21-10. Of course he covered that. It's either way you can go back in hindsight and just say, you know what? Obviously, that just makes too much sense. But looking at this right now, I just can't like put my stick in the sand and say, bang, Bucks minus 9.5. I just can't do it. Um, Gosh, but I feel like the Bucks should just go out there and kill them, dude. I don't know. It just with all these injuries, dude, you're missing the ball hawk and a corner, and then the only guy who's caught a touchdown pass besides Najee Harris. I can't take a
Good
side on this
old
game.
Pat. Yeah, good old Pat.
Literally, literally.
Hey, so you know what? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick before we move on. Would you place a prop bet on that one of those receivers gets a receiving touchdown this week? One of those receivers get their first one. Think about it.
I think I would.
Freiermuth is out. You think you would,
I th-
right?
I
Yeah,
think I
worth
would.
worth the
And
deal.
and you know who I think I would take?
Which one?
Uh, Georgia the Jungle.
Yeah,
You
strong
know, you
as
know
he can
why? You
be.
know why? And this is a little not necessarily off track, but this is a little side note. I think Kenny Pickett. Granted, I think Mitch Trubisky and Deontay Johnson kind of had a better connection. Deontay Johnson is still getting his targets, but he's not nearly as efficient as George Pickens right now.
Mm,
I think George Pickens and Kenny Pickett have this natural link up because in practice in preseason, George Pickens was running with the twos and Kenny Pickett was the quarterback of the twos. So they've got this
mm.
natural like chemistry already formed from the preseason and practice where it goes out onto the field and it almost looks fluent.
That last name fluent, Pickens and Pickett. Shit, the
you know,
Pickett, the Pickett show. What?
oh
What?
my gosh,
Can you
I'm so
imagine
glad I'm
that?
not
And
a
one of the talk
commentator.
was
Pickett the Pickens
Pickens and
and
Pickett.
Pickens. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nuts. But
Pickens and
but
Pickett, and Pickett and
that's a
Pickens.
good point though. I could definitely see George Pickens getting his first career touchdown this game. I could definitely see it. He might get the only touchdown of the game for the Steelers. But I definitely could see it happening. That's a good point.
And matter of fact,
But
I'm going. I'm about to go to casino. I'm getting that prop bet in there. I'm gonna need that one.
and
I ain't gonna
I'll tell
lie
you
to
what,
you. I might
let's
be able
go.
to do it.
We'll go throw some money on it tomorrow. So when it hits, we look like geniuses. And if it doesn't hit,
There you
we just
go.
won't have to talk about it. And we'll try it again
I mean,
next week.
yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
if
Let's
he
see
don't
how.
score a touchdown, who will?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Um, we've got another funky game. All right. We've got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the hot heat in Miami. I'll tell you what. When I first looked at this line, I said, "Give me them Dolphins."
Mm-hmm.
Do you
What
have a
team
play in this game?
do I have a play in this game, boy?
Oh God,
I hope
that
y'all
just
ready for
sounds
this
like the
one.
Vikings the way
This
you
is one
said
of
it.
my locks.
No, it
This is one of
ain't.
my
No, it
lock. This is
ain't.
my lock this week. Big lock. I got the Minnesota Vikings -3. That is my lock this week.
Oh, that's a
I
good number.
just I mean, just think about it. I mean, the Dolphins are in a position where Teddy, I mean, where we all know Tua ain't playing. All right, we all know Tua's not playing. We're in an opportunity where I don't think Teddy's playing at this point. Skylar Thompson's named the starter again this week. You're telling me you don't think Kirk Cousins can go ahead and put up points against probably a depleted defense? Understand too, defense defense is also a result of offense in a way, right? If you're constantly going three and outs, if you're constantly being off the field nice and early, that defense will get worn out. And let me tell you something: when you got Kirk Cousins on one side, and when you got Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson on that left side or right side out there, man, yeah, you're gonna have a long day regardless anyway. And you know that boy where that boy Justin Jefferson from, right? I think he is from Florida. I think he's from Florida too, ain't he? I know he might be used to that heat. I mean
I'm
to
not
look that up
100%
just to make
sure.
sure, but yeah, I think nah, nah, you know what? Nah, I don't think he is. I don't think he
He was
is.
born.
But either
St. Rose.
way, that
Yeah.
boy ready for the heat. That boy's gonna be ready for the heat, man. He not scared about that heat, bro. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna perform. He's gonna try to show out for against Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Yeah, honestly, and y'all know wait, and what are they 4-1 right now? They're riding hot, aren't they?
Yep.
Scott McConnell got. I mean, what's his name? Scott McConnell. I think that's what the head court. No, Kyle O'Connor. Kyle O'Connor. I think is what his
Yeah.
name
Kyle
is.
O'Connor.
What Kyle O'Connor, yeah. Got them boys playing right, man. He looks like a little offensive genius a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of faith in this Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson this week against the Dolphins, man. A depleted Dolphins defense. Once you get 8 early 3-and-outs, and I think that's what the Vikings defense is going to produce there too.
You know,
So that's my
I
lock
just
this week.
I'm actually surprised you're on that. I truly am. Due to the simple fact that the Vikings have just been so inconsistent. Um, it's
Fair point.
I don't know, dude. I liked the Miami Dolphins at 3.5. Now that's down to 3. It's I don't know. Like I see an ugly finish, like a field goal finish in this game. Tyreek Hill, I believe, is playing. He's trending to play, if not playing. Last thing I saw, and that's huge for Skylar Thompson because now you can get your playmakers in space. It opens up the floor for Waddle. Um, Gasecki can get a little bit more involved, but honestly, I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground with Mostert. Um, I would not be surprised if this
Right.
is like a running heavy because truthfully, the Vikings haven't been able to stop shit. They haven't been able to stop shit on the ground. Everybody is running through their defensive line for 3-4 yards of carry, and it's ugly. Um,
I'll take my
but
chances with Raheem Mostert.
yeah,
I'll
no,
take
no,
my
hey, no,
chances.
no, and that makes 100%. I mean, that just makes sense. But
Right.
I don't hate the -3. Now if it was -3.5, I don't think I'd be able to take that.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah, of
I
course.
think you
Yeah, I
got it
feel
at a
you.
good number. I like that. But I got to stay away. Um, I feel like a lot of people early in the week were really on Miami heavy, and I think the line is transitioning to Minnesota. But I think this just is a stay away spot for me.
Listen, Jared, there was one thing you always taught me, man. All right. You always told me scared money don't make no money. So guess what? I ain't scared of the bet. I'm
Hey,
ready
you
to go
tell what,
out
I
here.
got too
I
much
really
scared money
confident.
invested in this week. I got the
Yeah,
Packers
right. You
minus seven
yeah,
and a
right.
half and
You
the
shaking
Browns
your
minus two and a half.
boots.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I might sweat so damn much I might become dehydrated. Let's just say that it's gonna be a long Sunday.
Yeah. You better get some Gatorade. Get that Gatorade.
uh, um.
Them
Okay.
electrolytes.
Yeah. So we got the Cardinals heading to the Seahawks. Seahawks are 2.5 point dogs.
Ooh.
We got a high total for this game. The total for this game is 50.5 points. That's the highest total. No, besides the Bills and Chiefs.
No.
That's the second highest
Yep. You
total
already know.
on
Yep.
this
You already knew
slate.
that.
Yeah, that game's gonna be crazy. But,
Yeah, it's be
um,
insane.
dude, please tell me that you don't like the Cardinals here,
Absolutely not. They
dude.
garb,
Thank you,
yo,
thank you.
bro. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, man. And granted, I got Hollywood Brown in my fantasy, and thank goodness, because he is saving my fantasy right now. But other than that, bro, I mean, Lord, God bless Kyler Murray's heart. Lord bless his heart, because I don't know, I don't get the play calling going out there. I don't get the inconsistency. I mean, that there's too much talent out there.
Do
You know
you
what I'm
think
saying? Like,
this is a Cliff Kingsbury problem, or do you think this is a Kyler Murray problem?
that's a good question. Maybe it might be a mix of both, to be honest with you.
I think
Right
it might
now,
be both. I think it might be both.
to me, like, what didn't help Kyler Murray's stance in a way is the whole contract part of his contract where it was like you got to study film 2 hours, like certain
Yeah,
hours
but
a week,
I
man.
think that
You, like
says something.
that,
I think that
that
says something.
that's ugly. Yeah, that's ugly. That is so ugly to the point of view for the public to see and to be posted about and and around like. So that makes me look at you one way. And then you turn around to Cliff Kingsbury, and no matter what, if with the whole thing with Kyler Murray, you're telling me you can only muster out, at times 17 points here, 10 points there. It's like, granted, you don't have DeAndre Hopkins. I understand that, but DeAndre Hopkins should not be your fall off to the point where like your offense looks completely out of sync at times, man. Like completely out of sync. And then I think what then they have a mess up. Didn't Cliff Kingsbury have a little goof up in that Eagles game? I'm pretty sure you would know. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
It's just
I think it was late in the game or something like. I don't remember. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was. I heard it was a blunder that Cliff
I'm
Kingsbury had.
sure there was the dude's goofy as shit. I don't I'm not a
Yeah.
fan. I'm not a fan of Cliff Kingsbury. I think he is one of the main problems of that team. Um, I also don't think it helps that Kyler Murray, when you got this kind of negative stigma in the media, and he kind of feels like he's in not necessarily denial about it, but it's almost like, y'all can say what you say. You say like the mediocre kind of generic questions and answers. I feel like he's lacking leadership. I think that's a problem. I think Kyler's lacking leadership. Not that there's any finger pointing around, but there's no like, who's the captain of the ship. Every all the people are just kind of working there. They're getting to where they gotta go, and if they get there, they'll get there when they get there. That's kind of how I feel about the
Dude,
Cardinals.
I am
Um,
so glad you said that because I don't know who the leader is. I don't know who
right.
the leader is of that.
Right. And I think the biggest problem with this team is they start so slow. They start so damn slow. They're always playing from the behind, so they can't run the ball. And then you got Kyler throwing the ball and throwing the ball and throwing the ball. And this team needs to use his speed, run the ball, his playmaking ability, and make consistent passes because they have a lot of speed in the field. Rondell Moore,
So much.
Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz, faster tight end. They've got a lot of pieces, and they have to utilize their strength. And taking these deep shots all game and then just kind of like scramble around the backfield, you're not going to get nowhere. When they actually go in at halftime and make some adjustments, they look like a decent football team in the second half. And a prime example was versus the Eagles. They got
Right.
dominated
Exactly.
really
Right.
by from at the line of scrimmage the whole first half. Granted, it was only 14-10, but the second half, like the Cardinals actually kind of looked like they knew what they were doing. And then you have like, okay, what are these play calls? And they kind of fall back and they fall apart. Kyler Murray interception. Then the Eagles give the ball back, and it's one thing after another. And it's just like how do the Cardinals keep making plays, but they never feel like they're in the game? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. And
The
like
the
it's
Cardinals give me a Falcons vibe, and that's not
Nah,
good. That's not good. These teams should be on two different levels.
man, no, that ain't good. You
They
talking
give
about
me a
Marcus
Falcons
Mariota?
vibe. But I don't have a play here. I think there's going to be a lot of points. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. But I think if you lean, you have to take the Seahawks plus 2.5, right? At home, you know, 12th man, blah, blah, blah. But Gino's balling.
Ball in, man. Look, let me tell you something. My pick for this game, yeah, I definitely did a pick for this game, man. And I got Seahawks +3. I was actually able to lock in plus
You
three
did
at the
get Seahawks
casino.
plus three.
So yeah,
Nice.
so I
Okay.
got +3 on that. So that's the beauty of it, man. And the thing about it is, like you said, just Gino's been balling. I mean, like completion percentage. A1. I mean, he just seems to be on time with his receivers. Tyler Lockett. I mean, let's be honest. When Russell Wilson left Seattle, we thought Tyler Lockett was done. We thought honestly that receiving core was going to be done. It's going to be either a high DK Metcalf load and just kind of like just fade away. They're not going to be able to move the ball at all, man. But Gino has at times, I mean, he's been a game manager, but there's at times, man, where he really just like, okay, let's put up these points. Let's get down here. Let's really, come from behind a little bit. Like
I think
he's been the biggest surprise, I mean,
I
of
think
this year,
Gino
man. He
has
has been
really opened
phenomenal.
my eyes with one thing that he does incredibly well, and you can see it. The veteran quarterback in him is really coming out because number one, he keeps his eyes downfield, and when he gets a wishy-washy play, if you notice, he throws the ball up to DK. And granted, if
Uh,
DK can't make a play on it, he ain't gonna let you intercept it. He's too damn strong for that shit. He will bat the ball away or he's gonna try to catch it. But the one thing that surprised me about DK or Gino is the way he has the ability to move up in the pocket, read the presence of the pocket, and keep his eyes downfield and find open receivers. That's literally what that team needs. You have Tyler Lockett who can get behind the defense on every play, and DK Metcalf with the strength and speed to get open and make plays running after or yards after the catch. I mean, he's got playmakers and he's distributing to his playmakers. It's hard to bet against him right now.
Dang right, man. One thing I tell this is what I'm tell to all the viewers that listen to me, right? The biggest thing I've always flew by is preparation always meets expectation because your expectations will always meet your preparation. You get what I'm saying? What I mean by that. And this man Geno Smith has been on what 4 different teams as a quarterback, as a backup, a journeyman, sometimes third string,
He's been
and I'm
every
very
single
forgotten about,
possible
man.
position as a quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, honestly, and you can tell his preparation in that time and for time his time him to grow and learn the game, that he's really found like he really found it. He's really found his niche on what he can do. Like you can just see it. His preparation was so high that it exceeded our expectation, but it didn't exceed Geno Smith's expectation. You can tell it. You can really tell he put in the work while being behind. He didn't cry about it. He really sat behind there, learn from early experiences, no matter where he was, and he prepared like he was going to one day be the number one starter. And sure enough, he outbeat. First of all, he beat Drew Lock hands
Yeah,
down. Like it
yeah.
got to,
Regardless if he
didn't he
got
beat
hurt, he was
Drew Lock
playing.
week 2 of preseason?
Yeah, yeah. Regard, yeah. Drew Lock was going out there in the fourth quarter of preseason games because that's where it looked like. It looked like that was Geno Smith's team. Even if Drew Lock didn't get hurt, I agree with you. I think Geno Smith is starting.
Right.
But
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, the Seahawks are just an entertaining team to watch. They're a solid team to
Hmm.
bet on, and they're going to put up points. So it's going to be an entertaining game to watch. Um, but
Right.
you like this? You got the Seahawks at +3. I think I lean the same way. Seahawks +3. That's not an official play of mine. You said that is official play of yours.
Yes, that is the official play of mine. That is
Okay,
mine.
I
I
like
will
that.
say
I
that
like that.
confidently.
I like
I
that.
love that one.
I
That's
like
my
that.
favorite
But
one.
yeah, okay. Oh wow, favorite one. Yeah, hold on. Knock it down. What are we
Say,
talking about? He said
yeah, yeah,
favorite
write
one.
it
Y'all
down.
heard
Yeah,
that?
really
Yeah,
write
y'all
that
heard that.
down, man. Have some
Y'all heard
fun.
that.
Have some
Y'all
fun
heard
out
that.
there, man. Like I said, and Kenneth, and watch out for Kenneth Walker for fantasy owners out there. Kenneth Walker's going to show out, and sorry for the Rashad Penny injury. That was very
I know that
unfortunate.
that
But
definitely hurts that team, but they got
Kenneth,
so much. They always have so much depth at running back. They keep a large backfield.
it's Pete
But
Carroll, man. It's the Pete Carroll. This is what Pete Carroll wants to do. This is what he always did. They always had a slew of running backs, Jerry. You can back me up on this. Chris Carson. Rashad
yeah,
Penny was there when Chris Carson
hmm
was there. You know what I'm saying? Like they always had a slew of running backs that can always get the job done. And I believe Kenneth Walker out of Miami is really gonna shine. He is gonna
and
shine. You know I'm
they
a
always
Miami
have like
fan.
these sneaky backs like Travis Homer and DJ Dallas who always go in there and they fight for yards and they're good depth and I like the way that team's constructed. Granted, their defense, oh my goodness, that team could be so good if they had a competent defense. But this game is going to be a shootout. But I think I like the
True.
points here with the Seahawks. I think he made a good pick. I agree.
Real quick. My bad. I did make an error on that. I'm sorry. Not Kenneth Walker. Travis Homer. You're right. Travis Homer is the one from Miami. My apologies. Kenneth Walker is from Michigan State University. It's my
Oh
fault
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
I didn't even catch that. Okay, all right. I think we covered that game. The Panthers. Oh God, this is gonna be fun. The Panthers are heading to the Rams. The Rams,
The
the
Panthers.
team that never seems to have a home game because they share a stadium and nobody ever shows up. But we got the Panthers at the Rams. 10-point spread. Talk to me. What is your opinion on this game?
Confused. I'm kind of confused about it. I mean, you said the Rams are what? You said -10, minus
Yeah,
nine.
Rams are 10-point favorites. Like how my biggest thing is how can you lay 10 points with the Rams right now? They just look so
Eh,
bad. They don't have a running game. Cam Akers is out, so that's not going to help a damn thing. Uh, and
I
their
can't make
offense,
it.
it's like Allen Rob, like basically me and Allen Robinson get the same production every week,
Mhm.
and I'm not on the field.
Dang right.
So,
I'll be out there
um,
playing flag football, and I had the same numbers as Allen Robinson right
and
now.
I hear a lot of people like, oh, Allen Robinson isn't getting targets. They're not running plays up for Allen. No, the dude can't get open. If you watch him, the dude is getting hawked down by every corner. He can't find the seam. His out routes are slow. He's slow off the release of line of scrimmage. It's like he doesn't run routes crispy. I don't know what's going on. I had high hopes for this guy when the Rams picked him up. I thought it was a huge pickup.
Yeah,
I thought it was a huge pickup.
exactly.
I wanted the Eagles
Me
to get him
too.
because I was like, Allen Robinson was one of the main threats on Chicago, and he looked so good over there. But when he's come to LA, it's almost like he lost, not necessarily lost a step, but his effort just doesn't seem to be there. And when he does get the ball, it's like a 2 yard, 3 yard pass. But one weird thing is Matthew Stafford loves to target him in the red zone. I don't get it. You don't want a piece of him downfield, but once you get to the red zone, he's one of your main targets. And we got Cooper Cup on this team. Give me a damn break. If this team doesn't have Cooper Cup, I don't care if there's a trash can playing quarterback for the Panthers. I take the Panthers plus 10.
Wow. Like I said, and that's saying something. That is definitely saying something. And fun fact about Allen Robinson, man, I was NFL Live. I'm sorry, not NFL Live. First take, Dan Orlovsky was talking to Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith was talking about how Allen Robinson was not a scrub. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he not getting the ball? Dan Orlovsky brought up a fact of analytics, right? I think out of 234 or around that range, like in the high 200, the mid 200 range of total like wide receivers that are qualified for statistic, Allen Robinson is the second to last receiver in yards of separation.
You
That
know what?
is
And you know what's crazy? That
insane.
literally
I
just
know,
confirmed my eye
and I think that's
test.
the reason why you said it. You said
I
what?
didn't hear that stat, but that definitely confirmed my eye test. I knew I wasn't seeing shit. I'm going
Exactly.
blind, but not that damn
Exactly.
blind.
Yeah, like dude, like yeah, he is like second to last, and I was a week. I think he said that last week, not this past week, but the week before. So what you're seeing is reality. Like like that's the eye test right there. You don't need analytics to see that. He looks really low, like I said, looks lethargic. This was supposed to be an Alshon Jeffrey story. You finally get out of Chicago, you go out there and you'll be able to be with a comparable quarterback, and you're gonna make a run to actually do something, maybe get a Super Bowl out of it, man. And
Gosh,
he doesn't
this has
seem
been a disappointing
he just
experiment to
it's
say the least.
sad. It's sad.
Um,
It's
but
like it's not hungry.
I don't have an official play in this game, but like I said, I think you kind of have to take the points with Carolina. Carolina just cleaned house, right? They got a new head coach. They got PJ Walker trouting out there. And I think this is going to be a Christian McCaffrey target game. I think there's going to be a lot of short passes, get PJ Walker's confidence up, a little bit of blocking. I mean, granted, I think they said Aaron Donald is questionable and Cooper Cup is questionable with like an ankle injury, but they're ultimately going to play.
They're playing. They're
But
playing,
you
bro.
know, I,
They're
I'll tell you
playing.
what, dude. I think it's just impossible to lay 10 points with the Rams right now. Like, there's no way I can go into a game and say Rams minus 10. Like this, I just don't see it. They haven't
There's
proved
no
anything to
confidence in it.
me. They haven't proved anything to me. And I think a little sprinkle I've been doing the past 3 weeks that I'm going to continue to do so is Matthew Stafford over half an interception. I think it's the freest bet ever.
Right. Man, like I said, that offensive line can't hold them up, man. They really can't. And to be honest with you, this might be for me. I believe it's a trap game. This is a trap game where you go ahead and you take Carolina plus 10. You feel confident about it, and for some reason the Rams go out there and they find it out. Cooper Cup makes about two or three. He has one of those 2-3 touchdown games. Yeah, this is one of those games where it's like to me, I wouldn't touch. I believe it's a trap game.
I think this game goes two ways. I think this is an ugly like Rams 13-6 win, or this is like a
Wouldn't that
Rams
be something?
35-3. Like I think this could get really
Yeah.
ugly. Cooper Cup, fun fact, didn't score a touchdown last week, so he's only going to score at least two now, right? He's got to stay on pace for one a
Right.
game.
Yeah. Exactly. He's gonna double
Um,
up. He's
but
gonna
yeah,
double right on
so
up.
like I said, this game's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be really low scoring and ugly in the Panthers cover, or it's going to be outrageous and Matthew Stafford throws for 400 yards because no Cam Akers and they just shit on the Panthers. So I'm staying away. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't even really want to watch that game. I will be placing Matthew Stafford over half an interception though. I'm just going to ride. I'm just going to ride the hot train because he is Mister Throw it to the other team.
Poor fella.
So
Yeah.
we come to my favorite. I know the Eagles are playing, but this
Okay.
is my favorite game of the week.
Uh
And
huh.
man, do we have a good one. We've got a Josh
We're
Allen
ready.
Buffalo Bills revenge spot heading to Arrowhead Stadium facing the Kansas
Arrowhead.
City Chiefs, fresh off of a Travis Kelsey 4 touchdown performance.
For them
Ah,
things. For them
okay.
things too, boy.
We got a lot of points. We're gonna have a lot of touchdowns. We're gonna have a lot of scoring. The Bills. You know what? I think this is an interesting game because the Bills are heading to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are home dogs, and when the hell can you get Patrick Mahomes at plus points? When are you gonna get points with Patrick Mahomes? You don't. You don't.
You
Um,
don't. You
the
don't.
Bills are laying 2.5 points heading into Arrowhead. I have a pick on this game, believe it or not. even though this should be really hard to take a side, I have a pick on this game, and
I already know you're gonna. I already know what you're gonna do. I already know what you're gonna do.
I'm taking 1-7, Mr. Josh Allen.
Oh, oh, yo, okay. You went against the grain. Okay, okay. Enlighten me with this one. 'Cause I do want to hear what you got to take about this one, boy.
Okay, let's be real. Last time these teams played, the Buffalo Bills won that game. Okay, they won that game. Their defense just couldn't get a stop with Patrick Mahomes to lead them downfield and kick that field goal. The Bills win that game. Their defense, literally after Josh Allen just played an amazing game, a clean game, an entertaining game. The Bills defense lets Josh Allen down. Josh Allen goes to overtime with Patrick Mahomes. These quarterbacks, whoever wins the coin toss is winning the game. Let's be real. Whoever wins the coin toss is winning the game. And because they're going to lead their team down and score a touchdown. So they go to that stupid ass circle and flip a coin. Uh, Patrick Mahomes,
Another
you've
circle.
won the coin toss. Would you like to? You're going to give them the damn ball. What do? They run downfield, score a touchdown. Josh Allen is devastated. So,
The
um,
Terminator.
yeah. I mean, I really don't have to say much. Josh Allen is going to go to Arrowhead Stadium. He's going to beat the living shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're going to move on. They're going to go in there, they're going to handle business, and they're going to get out. There's no way I'm taking Chiefs plus 2.5. I believe Chiefs plus 2.5 should be the favorite, like the public side, because you're getting Patrick Mahomes at home plus points. But realistically, I don't see how the Bills lose this game. They have the better defense. I think they have the better offense. And their offensive line and defensive line have been such a staple in these games. Like they're unmovable. They're Josh Allen's barely getting pressured. And on the flip side, the Buffalo Bills defense is pressuring every single quarterback they face. It's just it's just not a good spot for this Chiefs offensive line. There's which granted they're figuring it out. Like the Chiefs offensive line is figuring it out. Patrick Mahomes is getting less pressures each game as it goes on, so they're figuring it out. But I just don't see how after watching the Bills perform these past few weeks, granted with the loss, uh, I just don't see how the Bills lose this game. I just think Josh Allen is on the top of the world right now, and Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill and he's just hitting Travis Kelsey. I feel like the Bills are going to game plan around Travis Kelsey, eliminate him from the game, and then you're forcing Mahomes to throw to Juju, Marquez Valdez Scantling, Mecole Hardman, and God forbid they try to rush the ball on that Bills defense. Like what do the Chiefs do when they game plan around Travis Kelsey being literally non-existent on the field? I mean, obviously he's going to get his targets, but I don't think he's going to be a big contributor to this game. Josh Allen has several pieces to go to. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. I mean, those two right there are enough. Dawson Knox, I'm not sure if he's going to play. Um, that is
But if he does play,
huge.
that's a sleeper. He's a
Yeah,
sleeper. That's a
that is
dog.
huge. But like I don't know, dude. I ever since I saw this line come out, I was in love with the Bills. I'm in love with the Bills. I'm in love with the over. I've got the Bills minus 2.5 as an official play. I know you probably are on the Chiefs. I don't know if it's an official play, but your reaction. Why do you think the Chiefs
No,
are the right side in this?
no. What's funny about it is, no, I thought you were going Chiefs because, like you said, the public opinion, man. That plus two Patrick Mahomes is very enticing. It's Patrick Mahomes, and you get plus two, like that. That people salivate for that. So I thought that's what you was probably going to go for, but nah, I love the Bills here too. Oddly enough, I do love the Bills here. One thing I will say on the cheap for the Chiefs side, what I will say is, yeah, like I understand how you said Travis Kelsey wasn't really, what isn't going to really be a factor in this game. But let's be honest, he wasn't a factor last game either. What happened was he just caught the ball 4 times in the end zone for 25 yards. That was the only difference of it. He was a red zone threat
You know what?
last
That
week.
is a good ass point because I don't even think he
You know,
passed 50 yards.
no, it was four. Yo, it was 25 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns.
It, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm
See,
saying? Like that, like that's the reason. That's the only thing I would say about the Chiefs. And to be honest with you, are you taking the over on this one? Like you said, or
I
you
I
love the
I
over, or are you
I'm
taking the over?
I like the over. It's not an official play. My official play from this game was Bills minus 2.5.
Mhm.
But I like the over too. I mean, you're telling me I don't care how good these defenses are. You think these defense or you think these quarterbacks aren't scoring points? You know, I mean, this is going to be a shootout. You know, I think this is going to be a shootout, and I think, but Josh Allen, I think he wins this game. I think he wins this game by at least a field goal. Um, 2.5, but like the book says something, dude. Like you're going to Arrowhead and you're laying 2.5 points. Like Patrick Mahomes is getting points at home. The book is saying that. The book is saying they think the Bills win this game. And that's
Yeah,
surprising. Like, I feel like the Chiefs would be the favored ones. I feel like the Chiefs -1, maybe -2. Um, because like, what do you think the spread would be if this was back in Buffalo? If the Bills are -2.5 on the road,
exactly.
what do you think their spread is at home? 5, 4? Like,
Yeah,
what? Like that's
exactly.
what I'm saying. Like that's how elevated this this Bills team is playing. And I can't. First of all, I don't care who it is. I can't pick against Josh Allen right now. I just can't do
Oh
it.
no,
The dude
no,
does no wrong. He is the
right.
one thing I will say is scary about this Bills team is their rushing game besides Josh Allen is rough. Um,
Right.
Zach
Yeah,
Moss, Devin
it's always been
Singletary,
rough. It's
James
been rough.
Cook.
It's always been rough.
They don't really have any consistent scheme. They're basically all in on Josh Allen, which can be good and bad. Your best playmaker and offensive weapon has the ball at all times. But you got to give him a break every once in a while. But the dude is Superman. Like he will do it all. He's too damn big, too damn fast, and too damn strong to not do what he wants. And I don't see this changing for this game.
I feel you. Okay. So yeah, I love the bill. Like I said, my biggest thing is too is the over. The over is I think is over 52 and a half, I believe. Am I right? 52
I
and a
think I
half.
think it
I
moved
think it's
up.
over.
I think it's up to 54 now.
Woo!
Yeah, that's a big
Okay. All
total.
right.
But
That's a big total.
I still don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough.
I don't think really. See,
I don't think it's enough.
here's what I'm gonna say on the contrary to that. The reason why I'm hesitant on the over is the fact that I know Andy Reid, right? Andy Reid is a offensive master to me, offensive mastermind. Okay. He's been doing this for a very long time. He's doing it with McNabb. He was doing it with Michael Vick. He was doing it he's been doing it with Alex Smith. Remember when Alex Smith was dropping points?
Yeah, and he looked
Got the
good. He
check
looked good
down.
doing it too.
He looked tremendous. And that's why, Washington traded for him at the time. But the thing about one thing I like about what this situation presents for Patrick Mahomes is he has to spread the wealth and he can't go deep as quick as he usually does anymore. And I feel like that's going to play a factor into this over. I honestly believe that the game plan is going to be long, like a little bit like drawn out possessions, longer possessions, because we know that whenever Josh Allen gets the ball against our defense, he's going to go out there and he's going to show what the hell he can really do, why he's
See,
the
but
MVP and why he's going to dominate.
I think both offenses. I think the both offenses seriously are going to go out there and hey, go get a damn touchdown. We don't want a field goal versus team.
Right.
Okay, now the other team has the ball. Go get a damn touchdown. We can't settle for a field goal here. We're going to go for it on fourth down, right? These teams are the two most aggressive teams on go for it on fourth down. They want extra points. They don't want field goals. They want more points. Bucker is still questionable. That plays a factor into the over because I think they go for it
Yeah.
more often. And the Chiefs are very,
Yeah.
very well designed to get fourth down plays off and convert on fourth down. So that gives them more opportunities at touchdowns instead of field goals. So I think that also plays a part into the over. But like I said, dude, I might even alternate sprinkles over 60 because I can see easily these teams both putting up 30 points. I mean, you're telling me these teams are going to put up 4 touchdowns each? Give me a break. Give me the over. Give me the Bills. I like the Bills -2.5. That's my pick. Lock it in.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Yep. Yep.
All
But
right.
like I said, I feel you on that. But I feel you on that. I just feel like also this Buffalo defense ain't no joke, and I really
But you know
believe
what?
that he's going to start our third
I think
down.
it's more so respect to the offenses than respect to the defenses in this game.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna see
of course,
plays. We're gonna
of
see
course,
plays.
of
There's
course.
too many playmakers on the field at one time to have defense. You can have as
Mhm.
many people scheme up for LeBron James as you want, but ultimately he's going to get his. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get his. Josh Allen is going to get his. Patrick Mahomes is
The
going to get
goat.
his. That they're just ballers. They're good. They're winners. They're playmakers. They're scorers. I see a lot of points. I'd be very shocked
Mm.
if this game was under, to be honest. But
Yeah, no, yeah, I wouldn't go. Yeah, I wouldn't go under. Yeah, but nah. If anything, I would go over. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's just me. Always thinking about
I think
outside the
that's a
box.
side. I
But
think that's a side. I think that's a side. But
right,
we are heading to our final game. Gosh, we've
yes, sir.
if you guys have stuck around this
Oh,
long, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um,
right.
we're
Jeez, man.
rambling on in
Right.
these
Y'all hung
games,
in
but I
there.
feel like we're having some good conversation. I think I would be
Some
cutting
good
these
time.
I would be cutting these conversations short, but we're explaining like some good facts. I like the
Yeah,
positions. We're going back and forth. So
right.
I think I
And it's
think this
fun.
this is good, elaborate conversation. But we come to the game, the second game of the week, the Chiefs and Bills game of the week, but my game of the week,
Dun,
my
dun, dun, dun,
hometown
dun.
heroes.
Dun,
Oh
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
Oh my
dun.
gosh, I
Dun,
love that
dun,
song. It
dun,
just
dun,
makes me want to
dun.
run through a brick wall. My goodness. We
Whoa.
got the Dallas
Dun, dun,
Cowboys
dun, dun,
traveling to the
dun, dun, dun,
Philadelphia Eagles on
dun.
Sunday night prime time football. Cooper Rush is set to get the start. We have Dak Prescott listed as questionable, but who the hell cares? He ain't playing.
He's not playing.
Eagles,
It's a smoke
Jalen
screen. It's
Hurts,
another smoke screen.
Lane Johnson's Jordan Mailata is set to return to this offensive line. What are we talking about? This spread is 6 damn points. I tell you one thing, the Eagles are winning this damn game. Not only are they winning this
For a
damn game,
fact.
they're
For a
winning this
fact.
damn game handedly. These Cowboys are so.
Ooh, ooh,
Let me
ooh,
rephrase
ooh.
that. Cooper Rush is due for a letdown. He has been playing at an unsustainable
I'm
level,
glad you said that.
and
I
he
am
this is
so
his
glad you
first real
said that.
test. This is his first real test. Truthfully, this I mean, I can knock around all damn day talking about the Eagles because I'm an Eagles fan, obviously. But this is the most complete Eagles team I've ever seen. I've ever seen. Even when they made the Super Bowl run, there were so many missing pieces. They didn't have linebackers. They were struggling at corners. Safety was kind of beat up. Offensive line was kind of wishy washy. This is the most complete team I've ever seen in my entire life, and it just so happens to be the most fun team to watch, and that says a lot. Um, we've got the Eagles
They
hosting the
are, man.
Dallas Cowboys, prime time football. I just don't see.
Hosting
I just don't see.
in Philly.
I just don't see how the Eagles don't dominate this game. They are better. You know what?
Exactly.
You know what is a big key to truthfully? Micah Parsons is dealing with a groin injury. He's not going to be as explosive, and he is the guy who gets the pressure on the quarterback. He opens everything else up for the defensive line. He's going to be taking snaps off. He's not going to be as aggressive when he's in the game, and that's going to hurt the defense. Um, Let me tell you a very surprising fact. There are a lot of bets on the Dallas Cowboys. 70% of the bets, 70% of the tickets. So when
Whoa.
someone goes and presses a button,
Whoa.
70% of the tickets are on the
Whoa.
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh. Are you serious?
Yes. 61%,
That's America. That's America in them polls.
61% of the money line bets are on the Dallas Cowboys. What the hell are we talking about?
60, yo, of the money line?
Yes.
The
Yes.
money line.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What are we
Oh my
talking about?
God.
Have they You know what? You know
61%.
what? You know what? I think it's a bunch of damn haters that don't like seeing the Eagles win. But I guarantee but like
Hell
what are we
no.
talking about? It's the Cowboys.
Tomorrow. Let him piss
I
them off.
Let's get into some statistical breakdown. Jalen Hurts has been playing at another level. The offensive line is letting up the least top 5 least pressures in the league. We're getting Jordan Mailata back. The offensive line is healthy. AJ Brown is coming out off of um a less I would say this last game was not necessarily a letdown, but this was not a AJ Brown. He had like 3 receptions for like 25 yards, I believe. He's due. Okay, Jalen or AJ Brown went on social media and said it's going to be a long day for them Cowboys. Basically, that's basically what he said in a without without the expletive. He basically
Yeah.
said it's going to be a
Facts.
long damn day for these
Uh-huh.
Cowboys. Um, and Jason Peters, did you see that shit?
About no, well, what happened?
Jason Peters basically dissed the whole Eagles fan base, called them fucking idiots. Quote, and I quote,
No,
yes, he called them
no, no.
effing idiots. Quote, okay? Um, wow. Could not believe it. Went through three different sources, a lot of Dallas beat
Jay,
writers, and they confirmed that.
Jason.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
no, the
couldn't
hell
believe
you,
it. I couldn't believe
no,
it.
the hell you did not.
Man, when I saw the
No,
look of
like this is literally my first time hearing about this.
yes, bro,
There's no
I think it
fucking
was
way. There
yesterday.
is absolutely.
Yeah,
They showed you love.
you know what, and you know what? I hope Hassan Riddick runs his old,
Destroyed.
dusty, crumbly, hurt ass over
That's the
four
end.
times because I promise you one thing: you don't disrespect the fan base that you literally grew on. I just can't believe it. Um, regardless,
Yeah, you do.
not
That was
that
worse than Ben Simmons.
that's
At least what Ben Simmons been doing to motherfuckers, like
you know
goddamn,
what?
Bruce
I
Willis.
think
We
Ben
didn't
Simmons.
know.
I think he was jealous of Ben Simmons' spotlight. I think he wanted the arch enemy tag in Philly. But regardless, Jason Peters, what are we talking about, dude? You don't got to be a tough guy in that Dallas Cowboys locker room. We don't give a shit. We're not scared of the Cowboys. Okay, Eagles -6 is one of my official plays. Do you have a play on this game?
Yes, I actually have the Eagles money line on my ticket. I just really just took the money line just for the sake of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. You kind of got me pumped up. You really want me to make this minus shoot. I'll take -10 the way you talking over there. Shoot, man. I
-30. Eagles
understand that.
by a million.
Yeah.
Hey, hold up. I'm
No,
gonna
but
call my bank. I gotta take a loan out. I need all this on Eagles
right.
-6. Let's just say there the public is all on the Cowboys. Okay, number one, I love to fade the
I don't
public.
get that.
I love to fade the
I
public.
I don't get that.
I love to fade the public because you know
You
what
know
the
what?
public gets? The public gets bamboozled by Vegas because Vegas, I'll tell you what, Vegas is from the future. They know the outcome of this shit. And you know what this outcome is?
Yeah.
Eagles win this game by 13 points.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Eagles by
Y'all
13.
and
I
I
just
don't get that.
I just
I mean,
like give me a break, okay? 61% of the money on the money line or 61% of the butts on the money line are on the Cowboys. How? How can you take this team to win? The Eagles are at home in prime time playing the best football they've played in years, if not one of the best teams they've ever assembled in years. Howie Roseman has put together this is the real dream team, not that Vince Young bullshit.
how
This is the real dream
Howie,
team. Howie
big
Howie
props to you.
Howie
Howie.
came to play this year, okay? He came to freaking play. We're
Oh
gonna
my God,
we're
he
winning.
did.
We want to
Oh
win.
my
We're tired of this
goodness.
bullshit. Phillies are in the playoffs. They're up 2-1 series on the Braves. Um, Eagles are 5-0, only undefeated team in the league, and they're getting bet against, ironically, Cowboys. Give me a break. And you've got the Sixers, who are set to have a great year.
Clap your
Everybody's healthy. We're
hands.
you know Oh
Everybody.
my gosh, we're gonna be at so
For
many Sixers games this year. It's gonna be
Philadelphia.
so sad. I need to start
Come on, man.
hit a lot of
Yeah,
these bets.
you already know I'm there. You already know we out there, but boy, baby boy, you know we out there. I'm out there. I am really out there, man.
Man.
This is this is the most exciting season. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. This is it. I honestly that's what I wholeheartedly feel.
There
And
you
yes,
go.
for y'all that don't know, yes, I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan. And man, yeah, we going to the chip, man.
Oh,
Like this
dude,
is it.
this
This
we've
is
got.
it.
It's not that
This
you're
is it.
all Philly fan because you only like the Sixers, but this is a fabulous time to be a Philadelphia sports fan. Granted, the Flyers are,
I'm
but
telling y'all.
hey, I'll take
I'm
3 for 4.
telling y'all.
Hey, you know what? 4 for 5. We got the
Right.
Philadelphia Union popping off. For those who like soccer as much as I do, we got
I
the
feel
Philadelphia.
that.
Hey, we
Right.
4 for 5 right now.
Right.
That's 80%. I'll tell you what. That's about better than I did on any test in college. But anyway,
Yes, sir.
the Eagles
Yes,
minus
sir.
six. Eagles
Cheese get
-6.
degrees.
Yes, dude. Eagles -6. I like it. I love it. I will also say
I love it.
I got a cheeky little play. It's not an official play because we're trying to stick to the more basic over under full point game spreads. But I also bet Eagles -3 first half. 2 weeks in a row. What do we talk about? Eagles -3. You're telling me the Eagles have to beat the Cowboys by a field goal in the first half? Give me a damn break. Eagles -6. Eagles -3. Hammer that shit. Now I'll tell you what. When this line opened at 4.5, I scrambled every damn cent I had. Eagles -4.5. Line moved to 5. You kidding me? put more on Eagles -5. Move to 5.5. You think that shit's scaring me? Nope. Triple down. 3 units. Eagles -4.5. Eagles
Triple
-5.
down. My
Eagles
boy
minus
was
five and a
not
half.
playing.
This morning,
Not playing.
I had a couple hockey bets last night. Hit a soccer bet in Europa League. Had a code run in Champions League the past couple days. I also just put another unit on Eagles -6. I have 4 units, which is I don't recommend for those of you betting. Bankroll management is extremely important. Don't go overboard. This is a homer
Yes.
pick. Obviously, a lot of emotion into this pick, but I love this spot so much. I couldn't help myself. Eagles -6. Lock it up. That's my final pick of the week. So
You know it's
we're going
you
to
know what's crazy?
recap
That's how I felt. That's how I felt yesterday. That's how I felt yesterday too.
about the
Homer
Commanders.
pick. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, you got to. It's
I
it's hard.
definitely changed. I went to
It's hard to bet against your team, dude. Especially when you know, like,
well,
obviously the Commanders had a chance to win. Like, that game was so ugly.
yeah,
Uh, Granted,
yeah. It was.
I don't give. Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about the Cowboys, dude. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the Cowboys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this stuff up.
Yes,
Great
sir.
episode, good conversation. I think I like the size for the most part. I think we're on the same side about a lot. Same side about a lot of stuff. But so quick recap. I'm on the Saints +3 or +2.5, whatever you get it at. Browns -2.5. Packers -7.5. Bills -2.5, and Eagles -6. Dino, what are your official locks?
My official locks were the Vikings -3, the Ravens -5.5, the 49ers -4.5, the Seahawks +3, my favorite one, and I also had the Jets. I'm sorry, the Jets +7.5. And
Jets
that's the
plus
one
seven and a
Jared
half. I love
hates.
it.
Boy, he does not
Right
like that
against me.
shit
Right
there.
against me.
Let's
Hey, I'm
go,
just letting you
mate.
know. Hey, on the bright side is one of us gonna win that bet.
Yes,
So one
sir.
of us gonna win
Yeah,
that bet.
right. One
We
was
might
his bit of
lose.
money.
We might lose every other single bet, but at least one of us is gonna have a win this week. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir.
But
That's how that
thank you
matters.
guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening through the entire episode. I know
Yes,
this was
sir.
a longer one,
Appreciate
but I hope you
y'all.
got some good tidbits and information. If you want to follow the stream, you can do so on Twitter at shred the spread underscore. We also post little snippets and highlights from the stream on TikTok, also at shred the spread. Follow the
Indeed.
stream
Follow
or
it.
the podcast.
Follow it.
Uh, Go ahead and give us a rate. Let us know what you think, man. If you like this podcast and this episode, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't
Tell a
like
friend.
it, just act like this shit never happened. But we will see you guys on the next episode. Next episode will be Monday. We'll be breaking down our picks. We'll be talking about the Monday night game. And we'll do a little bit more talking. We'll do some more chatting. Dynell, I'm sure he'll be on here again sometime soon. We'll try to get a
Oh, yes,
consistent
sir.
schedule so we can be on the same
Yes,
page.
sir.
Be on
Yes,
the lookout
sir.
for extra guests. We got a lot of guys who want to come on this podcast and give you guys some information tidbits. Until next time, we will see